Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hi there everyone, I'm literally recording this in a different place than normal because, well, I just finished listening to the album and I want to do it while it's still fresh in my head. Alright, we are talking about Our Lady Peace, and the album is Clumsy. This was the introduction to Our Lady Peace for me, and I'm going to say most Canadians. Eventually, this album would have picked up a little bit in the US, but initially this was purely a Canadian album, which is why I'm covering it right now, because I'm trying to get my Canadian content back into the slots where Canadian content usually is. Okay. My views on this opinion are not going to be very popular, especially if you're an Our Lady Peace fan. I am not an Our Lady Peace fan, and the reason I am specifically not an Our Lady Peace fan is I'm not a fan of Rain's vocals, which is really funny because I love Billy Talent, and the vocals are both so similar and yet different at the same time. This album literally starts off with and contains the reason I hate Our Lady Peace. Superman's Dead. Okay, so literally the whole reason I don't like Our Lady Peace is that part of Rain's vocal range. I'm also not a big grunge fan. This is definitely Canadian grunge, about 5 years too late, but it is Canadian grunge. Musically, actually, a lot of this album reminds me of the Gandharvas from the earlier part of the 90s. I'm thinking First Day of Spring. If you go check out the video's really trippy and cool for back in the day, really artsy. Makes me miss what they used to do with videos. But Superman's Dead, there wasn't a lot of Canadian music at the time to play on Much Music or various Canadian radio stations. This was around the time when Canadian music was really starting to kind of pick up some steam and really get some mass appeal. So at this point, there wasn't a lot of it. So to put new music out to hit CanCom, Our Lady Peace got a lot. And Superman's Dead got played so much, I put this album on right away. I had to skip the song. I cannot listen to the song to this day. I hate Superman's Dead. Between the overplay and the vocals, I just hate it. And really, it's the overplay and the vocals mixed together that just makes me loathe it. Atomic Flowers. This is what really made me think of the Gandharvas while I was listening to this one. And I'm not a big Gandharvas fan by any stretch of the imagination, but alternative / grunge in Canada kind of really could get lumped in together. And to me, this album was 5 years late to the grunge party, but that kind of works out in their favor to a degree, because Canada's always like 5 years, or back then was like always 5 years behind on everything. No, it was starting to catch up, but only 5 years behind. There wasn't a lot going on, though, in rock, metal, anything at that time, really. Like, you had some stuff, but not a lot of it. Manson was kind of big at that point. Well, not kind of big. Manson was huge at that point. Zombie was quite big at that point. Solo Zombie was out and running at that point. But that was a lot of the mainstream. Metallica was running off Load, Reload, and by 97, I believe we would have been up to Garage, possibly. I definitely know Load and Reload were definitely the two going big still at that time, getting play and stuff. But there wasn't much else going on. Like, people are going to correct me and say, oh, there's lots going on. With rock and metal, even alternative, there was some stuff going on, but it was very limited. And most Canadian content at that point would have been Bare Naked Ladies or Rush. And Rush wasn't doing too much around 97, unfortunately. That was during their hiatus period. Bare Naked Ladies was doing a little bit, but not a whole hell of a lot. Uh, but so this album, I remember Superman's Dead played the hell out of it. Atomic Flowers, I remember that one got played a hell of a lot as well. And I want to say, I think 4 a.m., which is track 5 on here, might got played a little bit. It sounded familiar to me from back in the day. I never owned this album, so I never listened to this album prior to doing this review. Um, Carnival is track 3. Okay, so Atomic Flowers wasn't bad anyways. I'm still not huge on the vocals. Carnival was so forgettable. I get to me. Big Dumb Rocket. It caught my attention while it was playing for a second or two, and that was about it. 4 a.m. I'm pretty sure was getting play at one point or another. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, feel free to correct me on that one. That's what the comment section's for. But 4 a.m. stood out enough that I could say it's a half decent song while I was listening to it. Shaking made me look up and take a look at what track number I was on. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City while it's going on. I'm doing races and whatnot. You'll get to see the video of it eventually on one of my diatribes as Confessions of a Domestic Engineer. Shaking was made me pay a little attention, not a whole hell of a lot, but enough to look up. The album's title track, Clumsy, didn't stand out for me at all. Hello Oscar didn't do anything for me at all, which followed that up. Then you got Let You Down. This one I paid attention to. This one really kind of caught my attention. I really enjoyed this one. I don't know if this one was ever released or not. If it was a good choice for release. If it wasn't, that was dumb. Should have been. But I did like Let You Down. I thought that was really good. Just different compared to the rest of the album. The last 3 tracks on this album kind of feel different compared to the rest of the album. They kind of got buried, I think, for that reason. You know, that's more classic approach, which was kind of cool. Because you got Lay You Down, then that's followed by the story of 100 Aisles and Car Crash. And there's just a vibe to Let You Down, which just totally, it kind of got a lot of, I want to say kind of a bit of a more forward rock kind of approach to it, which is kind of what I liked to it. It definitely, the last 3 tracks didn't feel grungy. That's, I think, where the big thing is. Let You Down felt a little more rockish. The story of 100 Aisles, had some good dynamics to it, some good switch ups in it. It felt more Let You Down, the story of 100 Aisles, and Car Crash. Maybe not Car Crash, but Let You Down, the story of 100 Aisles definitely felt more Canadian rock. Brian Adams, Tom Cochrane, Red Rider-ish. Car Crash, actually, Red Rider-ish. You know, so if you grew up in Canadian music, and not just the cliche cuts, whatnot, and you get into a lot of the other catalog, in the US, it would be comparable to, say, like, maybe a little more John Cougar Mellencamp. Yeah, we'll go John Cougar Mellencamp. That's the best one I got there. There's just kind of certain folksy Midwestern, maybe a little Bruce Springsteen-ish, maybe a little. Just a folksy, mid-'80s folksy rock kind of vibe, Midwestern feel, except for, you know, give it a little distortion, and that's kind of how I would describe that kind of sound going on with those two. Car Crash was a really good ending to the album. It's kind of dark, ominous. I like the drumming on it. The drumming is totally different compared to everything else on the album, which is awesome. Really kind of great vibe to it. Okay. If you have never, ever listen to Our Lady Peace. Oh, here's one thing I gotta say. There's a lot of people that say that a lot, especially when it comes to women, that they do not like Rush, specifically for Geddy Lee's vocals. But these same women liked Our Lady Peace. I need some explanation, some real explanation on that, because equally annoying on so many levels. And I love Rush, but I like Getty's voice better than I like Rain's. Because there's obviously differences. But wow, man, Rain's voice really just no, no bueno, no bueno. Okay, so there are tracks on this album that are decent tracks. That, well, I don't like the album, and well, I don't like the sound of this. And specifically the vocals. Maybe if it was a different vocalist, I'd have a slightly different opinion. It does. I do have it here. It says Arnold Lanny is the one. I think it's funny since one of my cats is Lanny, which no, you can't see right now. Um, Produced by Arnold Lanny. Or maybe that. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna say that's supposed to be an L. Uh, because it's all in lowercase. Anyways, where I'm going with this story is the production on the album is not bad, especially considering it's a Canadian band, their first album. They definitely would not have had much of a budget to go into a studio. So that way, I think the production's pretty decent. There are definitely some differences I would have done to it. I don't care for the droning sound. As I was saying, I don't like the drone on it. And the reason I don't like the drone for the same reason I don't like it in grunge, which is why I referred to this as grunge. If you are into Alice in Chains, there's a possibility you might enjoy this album. If you've never listened to Our Lady Peace, and if you like Alice in Chains musically, you should enjoy this album as far as I'm concerned. Canadian Alice in Chains, very good. The vocals, definitely not the same as Lane Stanley, but Rainn Wilson is really good on the vocals. He does. I just don't like his voice there. Or sorry, Rain Maida. Rain Maida, sorry. I don't know where I got Rainn Wilson from. Rain Maida is the vocalist. Mike Turner is on guitar. Duncan Coots on bass. And Jeremy Taggart on the drums. The band part of it, I think, is fantastic. It's the vocals that would be my issue. I would do a little bit of different production mixing on it, especially. I would highly suggest changing up the guitar tone a little bit, and I definitely pick up the bass a little bit. That's just me. Uh, Pick up the low end on the bass. Actually make it bass. But yeah, otherwise, is it an album worth checking out? Once again, if you're into Alice in Chains, okay. If you're into grunge in general or alternative in general, it's worth checking out. If you're into hard rock, heavy metal, probably not gonna be your thing. If you're into classic rock, maybe. It depends on how you feel on the vocals, and it is. But I'm gonna quit beating a dead horse on the vocals. I hate Superman's Dead. Uh, Atomic Flowers or Automatic. Sorry, Automatic Flowers. Man, I'm having a bad one with this one. I just really want to be done. Automatic Flowers is whatever. It's okay. Carnival, no. Big Dumb Rocket, whatever. 4 a.m. not bad. Shaking, not bad. Clumsy, whatever. Hello, Oscar, whatever. Let You Down, cool. The Story of 100 Isles, cool. Car Crash, cool. So basically, for me, this is a 3 out of 11 album. For the most part. Other people would like other tracks. I just, no. Alright, I'm done. Let me know what you think. Feel free to let me know that I'm being way too hard on this album. Tell me why I should go back and re-listen to other tracks. Why I'm not giving this album the credit it's due. I don't know. I will be doing more Our Lady Peace. I've actually got quite a bit. Where is it here? Almost right in front of me, actually. Yeah, we got a lot of Our Lady Peace to go through here. We've got 5 albums to get through here. One of which is a live album, man. So there will be more Lady Peace coming, and that might actually be the whole next batch of Canadian albums, just to get them done and out of the way for myself. I'm done. I'm over. Comments below. Let me know what you think on your way down the comments. You'll see links in the description and whatnot. One goes to the TWA, which is the Trampoline Wrestling Association. Go check it out. I love the Trampoline Wrestling Association. The other one goes to my Patreon. There's some stuff there. I'm working on that. Hit the like button, subscribe button, the bell for notifications. Peace, love, take care.